Okay, every pony, I promised you to show you how to make your own pony game easily and for free. The free part is the most important part, at least I think so. First of all, you need a tool called Visual Novelty. It's what you see is what you get editor for, well, for visual novels. There is no programming required whatsoever unless you want to make your own interfaces or create actors or something. I have created a game with this before, and I can tell you, you don't really need the actors. They make some things a little easier, but I never got them to work properly because, as you see here, this thing is still in beta and was never finished. Because now go here to the download section, you see the last update was in like 2010, and that's a few years back. So yeah, download it by clicking on Download Novelty. I of course already have that, so here we go. Just extract it and you'll have the full workable program there. I'll then open it. Doesn't usually look like that. I've already customized it a bit. As you can see, the windows are drag and drop. You can put them wherever you want them. And I'll just rearrange them the way I worked back when I made a game. First of all, let's see the interface. This here is where you actually make the game, where you place your images and what you see. This is where you see what you're doing. And here you have all the preset things you can do, like fade an object, shake objects, change object color, visibility, layer visibility, and such. You can play background music, vocals, sound effects. Of course, you have to download the sound effects, music, and whatever that you want to use from some site that offers them for free. For sound effects, I can suggest that you use freesound.org. You can download them here as long as you have an account and as long as you give them like credit in the description or in the video itself. Yeah, okay, now we have Novelty here, but we don't have any pictures of ponies yet. No. So what are we going to do? We want a few pictures of ponies. For example, Twilight Sparkle. The very interesting part about this is every pony, I already had this done, but I totally derped out here. I had push to talk activated, which meant that basically I had a wonderful video which you can see. Okay, man, again. Yeah, come on. Which you can see here. It's 1 hour and 38 seconds long, but it doesn't have my commentary in it. I tried to edit it in like, I don't know, 15 different video softwares, and it didn't work. That damn thing just wouldn't be opened by anything. So here you see these were the files I used on that other video. I all got them from DeviantArt, and they were from Orangel8989 and by Melathrome. That is something I really advise you to do. If you use the vectors of someone from DeviantArt or whatever, take the time to credit the people who did this, because they are pretty awesome. Damn music ad. And yeah, Okay, I think now we should have enough. What I noticed yesterday, when you download the images for your visual novel, you should, especially when it comes to Twilight or any other pony who has like a slightly different, slightly darker shade of color. I can show you what I mean. 1 second. Images, ponies. You see, like in this image, her coat, and then in this image, they are different. So either you edit that, which is pretty easy. I could say open with GIMP. GIMP is also a free software which I use. It's good to, well, resize images and such. And then you could just recolor it. My damn computer. As you see, it is totally having problems right now. Yeah, so now we have some character vectors. GIMP will most likely crash, or I don't know, take forever to load. I already prepared some background images. Those are pretty important, really, because you need them. Otherwise, you just have a pony in front of a black background. For example, no, I don't want that. We have some example characters in here. So, for example, I've put Francisca in there, and you see, I just have her in front of a black background, and that doesn't look good. So I'll take her out of that scene again. Is GIMP loaded? No. Okay, try to close it. Close it. Yeah, as I said, that laptop is kinda dying if I do multiple things at once. And even when I only record my audiobooks, it's totally going crazy. No, not that. Backgrounds, ponies. I think I should have enough images for a small presentation now. So let's get back to the interface. Here on the right side, I have all the preset things that I can do. Here we have the story window. It is very important because you have the overview over your project here. For example, I could say I rename this project. I made a right click on there and set rename. You can also click on it and press F2, but I'll just name it intro, which would mean that these first few scenes, because if I add a new page, that would be a completely new scene. So I rename that and say Training Grounds 1 or Menu, for example. Okay, now let's look at importing our images, which we will then have here in this file tree. And we do that via File, Import Asset, Images, Add Files, and then we navigate to where the files we want are. And now we select everything in here except that pony icon, because that's not an image of Twilight Sparkle. Well, I'm not selecting that one. You'll see now. Here you see it has filter imported. I'll put a backslash on there and say characters backslash, come on, Twilight Sparkle. If I did not do that, it would just put everything into the imported folder. That is, if you only have one character and no background images, then that's no problem. But I do that because I'll have it's better sorted that way. You won't have to search for everything from like a few thousand images, and I know what I'm talking about. So one project I finished, okay, now you go to add library. So one thing I finished was a game that took me 1 year, and oh my god, I had like Now we import the pony image. I had like I don't know, 25,000 images in that one project and I don't know, a few hundred pages and 25 chapters. Chapters are also just so you can structure your story, because for every chapter you can add new pages, and I will show you that later. Now I have here page 1, page 2 for chapter 2. But we still have not imported our background images, which I have here. I also wanted to cover something that is interesting in this kind of games, because if you have a very big image like this one, Pony&Wolf Dam, it is really big. 1 second, it'll get into focus. It has a resolution of, as you can see, 9458 times 5283. That's really big. The image is like, here you see it, 8.68 megabytes big, and usually you would put it into GIMP, say picture or image, and resize image. But you can use that images this big, because let's say we want to zoom on here. If we, for example, place the Twilight Sparkle here, we could zoom in there, and as you see, the quality doesn't really drop. The edges stay smooth, and if I had a picture with a smaller resolution, I couldn't zoom in like that. Wouldn't be possible. Images this big are very good for scrolling shots, or if you want your character to look around. For example, if I had this picture of Rarity's workroom, I could have this view and then have the character slowly look up there or slowly look there. But how to do that, I'll show you now. Okay, first of all, we just have a blank screen now. What do? We click on this, and then we have here the property inspector and say custom background. Now we could choose a background color, which is pretty awesome, but we won't do that, or we do, but we won't see it anymore soon, because now I'm importing through, I forgot it, sorry. I'm importing the background images now. No, not that folder. Sorry, it's been ages since I've been on Windows. I don't know, I think last time I used this was 3 or 4 months ago, or even longer. I seriously don't really remember. Okay, it now takes a moment to import all these images, because as you saw, there are a few that are very big. Okay, now I say imported /backgrounds. And you'll soon see why I did this. After he has a computer, sorry, but the pronoun for computer in German is he or it, and I don't know, it's just a thing. Don't judge me. Okay, now we have everything imported. Now you see here that are the backgrounds that are already in the program, but we want to use our own, so we go to import it, and here we have sprite, characters with a subfolder Twilight Sparkle, and the little preview down here, and we have the backgrounds which we just imported. So if we now click on menu, we can say custom background. I'll first show you why we do it that way. First, let's take the CMC Clubhouse. We click, and as you see, it doesn't really fit. And we don't want to have a scrolling shot, and we don't want to resize it until it fits. So we take it out with delete, simple as that, and set it as a custom background. So we go to import it, backgrounds, CMC Clubhouse. It will then fit that image so that it will really be your background. After that, we put in our sprite, this one. Now, as you see, it doesn't fit, but we can remedy that by right-clicking on it and say size to scene. Now it fits perfectly. Why I did that is simply because I named this menu and I wanted to show you a few things with this. First off, play BGM. A BGM is background music. You can now import assets, audio files, add files, music, and I already downloaded 2 yesterday. I will put the links to these songs in the description. I have AOSHI Security. I think AOSHI is the name of the artist. But yeah, it's a song for a character from Fallout Equestria Project Horizons. And then I have Kidnap the Lauren Faust. Let's import it into BGM MLP. No, add to library. It's now asking if I want to create the path assets / audio, and yes, I want to, of course, because I want to import that stuff. And now I click on play BGM, audio asset, import it, and say AOSHI security. But if I now would say, okay, play it from that page, it would just flash like this and nothing happens. For that, just to show you, I put in wait and say wait until mouse button is clicked. Now here you should hear the song starting. If I check this program, yes, you're probably hearing it. Okay, and if I click, it ends the novel because in the other pages there's nothing in there and there's no back to menu thing set yet. Okay, you must always imagine that this thing, no matter how many chapters, how many pages you have, if you want to go from this page, from the menu page to chapter 2, page 2, then you have to put in a command for that, because otherwise it will just go page by page. Okay, now let's create the first scene. I will not put in a custom background this time, but I will, as I said, when I click here, it will automatically go to page 2, so it doesn't really matter that I do not put a command in here for, well, changing the page to a specific one. But I will put something else in here which I just noticed I had forgotten, and that is stop background music once others. So first it plays the background music, waits until you click, and then it stops the BGM and jumps to page 2, which I will now rename to Sparkle Looney 1. It's just me being a little silly. So, as I stated before, I will not use a custom background this time, because I will go to import it, backgrounds, and choose a nice picture of the library. As you see, it's too big, but we could either say edit center and scene and size to scene, but that doesn't look good. So what I wanted to show you is what I said earlier. If you have if you want to make a shot where the character has this black rectangle as its point of view and wants a character to look around or something. Pretty easy. Okay, and there's something else which I forgot. You have in Novelty the possibility, as I stated earlier, to create your own assets like the interface. Because in a visual novel you need an interface with a save button, load button and the log of the text that has already been written in the text field. I have never really figured out how to do that because, well, I'm not adept in XML. But Novelty comes with a sample novel interface, which is this one. It's nothing really special, just the save, load and log button, but it works and that's everything that matters for me. Okay, now let's say we want our character to arrive here in, I don't know, totally dazed. So we go here, click on Sparkle Looney 1 and say enable transition. And then we say gradient crossfade southwest and put a dialogue in there, which you can see here, story dialogue. I could also click here on insert action with left click and it would give me basically everything that is here. But I prefer this sidebar because I have everything in one look. Okay, now I say we are called Anon, and our Anon is now wondering where he is and is like, oh my god, where the hell am I? What did that girl put into my drink? Okay, but no, we want to play a BGM before that. So let's say we forgot. I actually did just now. So we have the BGM again, and it was now under the dialogue, so it would only start to play after the dialogue is read by you and you click next. But we want to play it when the scene starts, so we move it up with this little arrow here. You can also move it down with it, with the down one, so no sweat. This one we select the other one I downloaded yesterday, which is Kidnap the Lauren Faust. It's a pretty nice song, but you'll hear it. It's like starts like this. Okay, now our character wants to take a look around, so we use the transform object function and select the library to image. We then move that image. We simply move it. Just move it around, like to here. And here you can set a time. I just let him look around for 2.5 seconds in a smooth motion, wait to complete. And then add another dialogue. Again, spoken by Anon. If there are more characters in the scene, you have a drop-down menu here because this program remembers the names you used in one scene. For the next scene you will have to enter them again, but in the reoccurring characters in one scene you can just select them again. What the hell? I wasn't in a library since I was 5. And now I'm all grown up. I'm 9. Yeah, I know, I'm just being silly. It's just a presentation for you so you see what I mean. Now let's say he wants to take another look around. So he takes a transform object thingy again and choose library 2 again and let him look around. Be sure, if you do it that way, that the image stays always a little bit outside of the black rectangle of the actual scene, because otherwise you will have these black spots in your scene, and that just doesn't look good. Okay, so now we have an appearance by our favorite librarian, I think. So let's find her. That's audio, textures, import it. No, I don't want a background right now. I want a character, and that's Twilight Sparkle. Let's take this one. It looks just so wonderfully suggestive. Sorry. It's just wow. Nah, not that one. Would have been better if it had been a full body shot. That one's cool too. Okay, I'll size it to scene and make it invisible. Now I go back here. That's something else you must note. If you click here, then you will what you see is what you get editor up here will always show you the current state of your scene, because if I click here on the play BGM, I have the scene in its native state, because nothing has been changed yet. Then comes a dialogue. He looks around, dialogue again, and he looks around again. And then we fade in an object. Fade object. The standard is fade in, but you can also fade out. We now choose Twilight Sparkle. Okay, it looks a little strange right now, but she will only be seen in this black rectangle, so it's cool. You'll see it once I show you how the game actually looks then. We also have some options how to fade her in. I'll choose not to slide. We'll get to that later. Okay, now we'll have Twilight say something. Twilight Sparkle. What should she say? Oh my god. What are you? A new guinea pig for my mad experiments. I just wanted to have a text that fitted with her expression. So I really like Twilight. So yeah. And then we shake the screen a little to indicate that he's a little shocked. So, oh no, not shake object. Sorry, my bad. It was shake screen that I'm looking for. Shake camera. And now you can see this drop down menu. I just choose anon and it says anon. What the heck? Talking horse. Okay, we all know that Twilight in every fanfiction so far has not reacted well to being called a horse. So we'll have another picture of her that looks a little more annoyed. Size to scene and make her invisible again, which is this little box down here. But you can also see it here. This is this eye here. There's an eye icon behind every image you use, and with that you can make it visible or invisible. Yeah, so now we would... Okay, change object visibility. Hide object, Twilight Sparkle. And we don't fade her. It would look a little smoother, but I kind of like these abrupt changes because Twilight's just awesome. And now we show the other Twilight, but we also, because this Twilight is now looking into the other direction the Twilight before was looking, I'll mirror her, which is this little effect here. And I'll mirror her and put that one higher than we have her in the right direction. Now I'll choose Twilight Sparkle again and have her talk. What's a... I'm a pony, not a horse. And a unicorn at that. Princess Celestia's private student, for crying out loud. Okay, I'll just play this scene now so you see what we got so far. Now the song starts. He looks around.
Kidnap Mrs. Lauren Faust?
I want to do it.
Take her out.
Yeah, so that last black screen here was, if you see, were these blank pages. If I deleted them, and I think I will, because I don't think we will need them. Yes. 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 I mean, I will create another page later on, but we don't need additional chapters right now. Okay, and then we want to have just a narrator talking, and we just erase the name field and write like a long studying session on the different races of ponies followed. This Twilight Sparkle was apparently, sorry if I wrote that wrong, a real egghead. That doesn't fit, so we'll put another dialogue in there and make it like this. Okay, now we have that scene basically finished with just a few effects, and now we add a new page and call it Sparkle Looney 2. Okay, let's see. We now take another background. There are the backgrounds. And now you will see why I said that the really big pictures may come in handy. Even though your computer might take quite a long time to load them. You will see what I mean in a moment. I just double-clicked that picture and my computer is now trying to import it into the scene. Okay, now you see we have a really, really big picture here. So I'll even if I want to use a big picture, I have to resize it because it's bigger than the maximum zoom out. Okay, now let's say we have it trained on that. There. Or on the dam itself. Or on the path here. Nah. If we had a Pegasus main character, this would be a good shot, but not with a human main character, sorry. Okay, let's say she goes with him to the park. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We all know from which episode that shot is, of course. Who knows it? Of course, it's Dragon Shy, episode 4 of, I think, season 1 or season 2. Not sure. Of course, it's Dragon Shy. So we'll have them stand here with Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom barely in sight. And then we take another shot of Twilight Sparkle. Which one should we take? No, not her again. No, not you either. Her. Size to scene. That actually isn't that good. I'll make it a little bigger because it's too big in the width department. You should always check to have the face of the character above the actual menu, because otherwise it looks strange. And if you have a character like this that has no legs on it, be sure to have it placed at the lower end of the screen, because, as I said, otherwise it just looks weird. It would look like this, like she's floating in the air without legs. Okay, and we put a custom transition in here again, not custom background, a transition, enable transition, and let a page turn left. The first thing we do is, of course, turn off the background music, because Kidnap, Solar and Faust just doesn't fit right here. Okay, Twilight will now explain to you a few ponies. As you see, the drop-down menu, it is a new scene. The drop-down menu is empty. So let's see. Twilight Sparkle. So you say you are a human. Oh, you can also click here on that little bubble to add a new dialogue. And on, it's human, not humane. Usually I would have an embarrassed picture of Twilight now to go with that scene, but we'll just have a wide-eyed expression right now. Her, oh, I'm looking so cute. And have a little dialogue here, because that's basically everything that a visual novel is. It's a lot of dialogue. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so you do not know about ponies, then. I have already taught you some things. Now let's see if you remember what I said earlier. Identify the ponies in this park by their race. And now we'll have a funny part again. None raises his finger, or if you're playing from the first person perspective like it's usually the case in a visual novel, you can say I raised a finger and pointed at the lavender horse in front of me. 1 second, taking a drink. All this talking is drying up my throat. Okay, let's get back to it. Oh, that really looks so cute. It kind of makes me want to really make a pony game again. Okay, dialogue, and on unicorn. No, let's delete that, because now we have that picture of Twilight. I wanted to use that somehow, so yeah, sue me. Size to scene? No, don't sue me, I don't have any money, so yeah. You wouldn't get anything anyway. Have her at least halfway fit that size of that Twilight in the, that's already there, but you'll also see what I meant earlier with the colors. You can recolor that in GIMP, but you have to be careful. Make her invisible, change object visibility, or now let's fade him. And I'll fade out the first Twilight. If I find her, that should be her, yes. And don't wait to complete, because otherwise it'll take a second before the other Twilight will appear, and that would look weird. So now we have that. Okay, that Twilight looks weird anyway, so screw it. So now get to it. And let's fade her out again. Uncheck that wait to complete with this one, because we'll now say, sorry, forgot to fade crazy Twilight out. Transform object, park. Where is the park? There is a park. And we go like this and zoom in. I'll have to zoom out first. Because that's another thing why these bigger images are quite nice. Maybe a little too much zoom. Another dialogue. What races do you see on the bridge? Then Anon thinks to himself, okay, and now he answers. The left one is a nurse pony. The right one is a unicorn like you. I would guess she is a lot nicer too. Did you say something? No, nothing at all. Okay, this would be things. It's pretty cool. I am kind of in the spirit right now to really make a game again, because it's not that hard. I will, by the way, upload this little project here so you can play it for yourself. Just a little warning, it might crash because I won't finish it, and if I don't put that end novel somewhere, then it might crash if it just doesn't have anything to end on. I could now go on and on with this and like zoom over here and have him identify Lara and Bonbon. We don't have a Pegasus in this shot as far as I see. No, we don't have a Pegasus in this shot. So I could make Looney Twilight say like, oh, all Pegasi were eaten by a dragon or something like that. They taste like chicken. But there's one more thing that is very important, and I will show that to you at least. For that, so that the story makes at least a little sense, we have Anon thinking again after a while of identifying every pony that came along. All of them looked at me funny. Mom had always told me that it is impolite to point at people, but these ponies do they actually count as people? Okay, and then it gets back to the library again, and that's only one thing I will show you now, because it is an important part if you want to make a good visual novel. Sparkle Looney 3. As I said, I haven't put the go to page thing anywhere here because they are in line anyway, but I could like make him go from here to, if I find the option, go to page, and then I can select a page to which the game will jump from here out. It's pretty interesting if you have several chapters and then you have a choice in there that is like something like this. Oh crap, sorry, forgot something. Again. Yeah, sorry, had a bad day. Tried to buy something online, and the vendors I had bought from them in the past, and suddenly they wanted a copy of my ID, and I refused to send a copy of my ID and a photo of myself actually holding my ID, and they said they wouldn't deliver until I sent them that, and I said they should just refund me because, well, you know. And to that they didn't answer, and now I'm trying to get my money back. So yeah, my day hasn't been that good. Okay, now we have that Twilight's laboratory so far, and we put in the crazy Twilight again. I kinda like her. Lesson 0. All I'm saying. Yeah, crazy Twilight. Awesome. And we'll have a custom transition for this as well. Enable transition. Come on. And we'll have it changed by brightness over 2 seconds with yellow light. So now we'll have our Twilight Sparkle. Say something like Twilight Sparkle. So you just sit there in that chair and I'll get the scalpel. Then we'll fade her out. Fade object. Fade out. Usually you would then go here and play a creepy BGM. I only have 2 songs on here right now, so I'll play the security song from the intro again. So basically it just then goes here. I'll fade Twilight out. Anon starts wondering, what is a scalpel? And why am I chained down on the chair? And then I'll show you the menu thing. You can have several, up to 8 choices. It's pretty nice actually. But for the sake of this, I'll just have 2. Why it doesn't show the damn menu right now? There it is, sample menu. That's something as well. We are using the sample novel interface, and we're also using the sample menu with simple buttons. Okay, I'll just say, okay, she is going to dissect me. Or a scalpel is a knife. And then we could say for the other thing, oh, it's probably some kind of sweet. Because I don't know. Okay, and now we set the things that will happen if, okay. So basically we have this one here, create a new page, or no, not a new page, bad Visual Pony. Create a new chapter and call that choices. That's just for the chapter 1 choices. Rename choices intro. And then we, no, not add chapter, damn it. Add page. It's been so long. Choice 1. And since we are kind of rebuilding the whole Sparkle Looney 3 now, we say custom background. No, not disable scripts. Background image. Imported backgrounds. Was it library 3? No. Which one was it then? I'll have to take a look actually. Twilight's Lab. Kinda obvious. I named it kinda obvious and I still... Okay, now there we have the Twilight's Lab again. So now I go back here and say it's a scalpel is a knife. Change page, and we go to choices intro, choice 1, which is this page that we just created. And Anon then starts to freak out. And then we could say, and we will say, to be continued. Because for the other things, other options which I didn't show you right now, you just have to experiment. The things like play sound effect, you just choose a sound effect that you have imported. I just have the music right now, and say loop if you want it looped, so just that it repeats all the time, or you just want to play it once, then you uncheck the loop. If you go to another scene and don't want that sound effect anymore, you just put in stop all sound effects. It's pretty simple. Everyone can really do this. It takes some time, as you see in this video, but it is really, really easy. Okay, just to complete it, I'll just add another page here, and here I'll say after the to be continued, go to page at the end, and we'll let it go to intro menu, that returns to the menu. Okay, and then here we do the same thing basically. We enable custom background so that it's the same scene and we don't have any transition, because that would give away that we are actually changing the scene. And we don't want our player to see that we are actually cheating him or her a little. So we take Twilight's lap again, and he starts to say, I wonder what a knife tastes like. To be continued. And then we also put that, where are you? Go to page and send it back to menu. Now we have a completely senseless little pony game with one choice in it, and I'll export it now as a standalone game. But first of all, you can go under the option novel, because if I export it now it will just be named untitled. So I go to novel, properties. I can change the resolution here, but I've now optimized everything for the 800 x 600, so I just change the title of the game. Pony tutorial game Looney Twilight, and the author is yours truly. And of course I can set that the player has a skip key, which is control, single step key is spacebar, and I'll set master audio to half, because in the one game that I finished many people were complaining about the music and the sound effects. They told me that sometimes when I play the sound effect, when someone is like knocked down the stairs, their eardrums got barely knocked out of their heads because it was so loud. You can also, now I've applied it, you can also, if you want to play a BGM, you can set the volume directly here. Okay, now let's export this as a standalone game, and I'll do this in another folder in Visual Pony, on Documents, new folder, Visual Novelty, Presentation. Okay, you see it's named Pony Tutorial Game Looney Twilight. And now I go to Save, Options, Compile Content, Copy Video Files. Yeah, it has only 2 languages available, default and Svenska. And now you could also put a custom icon in there if you have a custom icon you want to use. And now I press Export. Now it's exported. It's asking me if I want to run it. No, not right now. First I'll save this thing. Yes, of course, in my projects folder. And close all of this up. It's, as I just showed you, it's really a little thing. And now I just have to find the damn Visual Pony folder. Documents, Visual Novelty, Presentation. And now you see here Visual Pony Tutorial Game Looney Twilight. Let's start it up. There it is. What we did all the time here, or I did and you watched. Thank you for watching, by the way, and let's have a look at the finished project. You can also put it to full screen, but I won't do that right now because I don't know how the recording software will react to that. Let's just use it that way, and I click and it goes to what we already know.
Kidnap Mrs. Lauren Faust?
I hope you enjoy this, by the way.
I say we should work in tandem.
Ruin their life.
Oh, there's a typo. Before releasing such a game, you should always play it yourself or have a friend play it to look for typos. There you now had the turn page effect. You can, I think, set the time, but I just didn't do it. One quick thing again. Why do I use this normal interface? Because it just happens to have a save and load dialog already implemented. So you are saying you are humane. So as you see, all the effects that I added, they look pretty good, as if it took, I don't know how much time, but it's actually pretty damn easy. And yeah, there we are in Twilight's lab. Now she's getting the scalpel. And why am I chained down on the chair? And now I can choose. That's such a hard choice. Oh, it's probably some kind of... Oh no. Did I make a mistake there? Obviously, because... Okay, I'll quit it. See, it crashes, but the save games are there, so that's no problem. It's a thing with the engine. Okay, so I would then, if I notice such a mistake, open Novelty again, say open recent, and go here again. And there we have the choice with... No, there we have it. It's a knife, change to page choices, intro, set 1. Intro point. Okay, I didn't set it here. Okay. Change page. I'll correct that and export it again. It's been a while since I did a game, because you would then have to put this in here and say wait forever, because otherwise it takes the mouse clicks that I make to choose and just jumps to the next page, because you saw I forgot to set the go-to page choice 2. Now I save this and re-export it. As I said, such little mistakes can happen. It's bound to happen if you work on a project alone. I've done that several times, but only one got completed and actually released. Okay, now let's press the control button to skip. Okay, now if I say, oh, it's probably some kind of suite, why doesn't it work? Fuck you, Novelty. Did I make a mistake again? I can't imagine where, but... Löschen. Okay, it should actually work, but I don't know why it doesn't right now. It's just simply maybe something with Windows 7? I don't know. The last thing I used it was on Windows XP. So this debugging is always a little... yeah, how to put this? Annoying? Okay, I have here a scalpel is a knife. Choices intro choice 1, which is this, where he freaks out. Then I have... yeah, come on. You know what? I'll put that somewhere else too. I need it bigger. And then I have this. Oh, it's probably some kind of suite. I clicked on that and get to the wrong page. Here it works, as you just saw. To be continued. Stop. I played just this scene and it works. Okay, maybe the program didn't override. I know what the problem just now was. It didn't actually, you see, it exported it into another directory than the one I had used. It is in Visual Pony downloads Novelty, and I had put it in library documents visual novel presentation. Okay, that explains it. That explains everything. That explains so much. Build, okay. Oh, there's a file delete me. Yeah, as a placeholder. So let's see if this one works. It should, because I've corrected the mistake. But you see that build folder is the default export place for Novelty. So if you can't find your project, look in there. Kinda stupid, but yeah, now it should work. Okay, now I say, oh, it's probably some kind of suite. Now it works. See, I just was running the not fixed version earlier. And now I'm back at the beginning. Let's check the other one too while I'm at it, but it should work. And then I'll put this into a RAW file, RAW archive. So as you see, I can click anywhere I want due to the wait forever thing here. It won't move to the other page until I click a choice. Oh no, a scalpel is a knife. Does she want to hurt me? To be continued. Okay. I'll also show you how I pack this and how I upload it to my Mediafire account, so you know 100% that there's no virus in it. You can download it safely. Add to archive, build.rrr. How long am I recording right now? Oh my god, it's longer than the last time. Mediafire. Let's just hope I'm logged in, otherwise I'll have to totally, I'm not logged in. I'm logged in on Linux, but fuck you, Mediafire. Fuck you, all these damn toolbars. I don't know where I got them, really. Oh. What was the other? I don't actually remember my password. That can be